We love! We love! Oh my God. Breaking eardrums over here.
Breaking eardrums left and right.
I want to make sure I sound. Okay, I think I sound good. All right, I had to put it down a little bit. Just a tad. All right. Welcome to Speculation Sunday, everybody. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear Danny? Can you see us? Is everything good? Just want to make sure we're A-OK before we fire it up. Welcome to Speculation Sunday. We would like to do these always on a Sunday, but things happen. But today we're doing it on a Monday. I apologize that we missed a week ago. So much going on with just life in general. But things are heating up. It is finally D23 week. D23 week. And we got Just Ask Danny in the house. Danny, do you got some D23 content coming today or tomorrow? Let the people know, man.
Yes, yeah. I wanted to film another video as like a prep, lay of the land kind of thing. Picked the worst weekend to do it. As you know, it was like 90 degrees, but I still braved the heat and went out there and filmed it. So I'm actually going to put it up late tonight after this show. I already pretty much edited it. I just got to like upload it to YouTube. So I filmed it yesterday. So I wanted to get it up right away because we only have a few days left, right? So I wanted to get it up. Just to kind of gives you the lay of the land, where to go, what's important, but more importantly, I show you guys where the shuttle stops are in person for D23 if you're going to the Honda Center, because it's kind of it's never something that we needed to know in past D23s, and it's something that's relevant now for people that are going. I showed you both shuttle stops, and then also kind of how it's a little bit different this year when it comes to security and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be a kind of shorter, longer video. It's like in between. A lot of me rambling, but I get to show you. There's actually a lot set up already too, so that was kind of nice.
Arlene says I about passed out at Universal in the heat on Saturday. Yeah, it is hot. We are at the point where like you better be hydrating because it's just so brutal right now. And that goes for Disneyland, Knott, Universal, especially Six Flags. It's 10 out of 10 hot now. Danny, I can't wait to watch that video. All the cool changes and banners are all going up everywhere. The D23 magic is coming to life. I can't wait to see the centerpiece that they put outside because they haven't put that yet, huh?
No, I have that reel I posted with all the stuff.
Let me bring it up on Instagram.
Yeah.
Let me see.
That horror guy, Mondo, posted 1 month until opening night of HHN 2024.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Let me see, Danny. I always love when you use this song. This one.
I use it for Mondo.
That song is just magical to the max, dude. Why is it the centerpiece there already? I want to look at it. Freaking 4 days away. I'm excited, Danny.
Can you feel the heat in that video, Mondo?
Yeah, dude, just concrete paradise right there. All right, happy Speculation Sunday on a Monday, everybody. What's up, Palm Tree? We got Angie LA in the house. Jess loves coffee. Smash the like button. Let's get to 100 likes right away, everybody. Get to 100. 99, but feels like 105. Feels like 110. Feels like 110.
Yeah, dude.
Is Chucky still going to be the Terror Tram? No. I'm hearing no Chucky on the Terror Tram. We'll get into Chucky later, though. Conductor, I will be getting back to you after this live, my friend. All right, Danny, let's get into this. Or hold on. My Melissa says, Danny, did you get your remaining tickets? Also, I was able to access my Honda Center ones. Talk about that, Danny. I want you, because I feel like there's a lot of people in your position with this whole fiasco of do I use Do I use my Anaheim convention ticket for Honda Center, or is Honda Center different? Let the people know, because it's very important, this info that Danny's about to drop.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this real quick, and then save all of your D23 questions for the very end of the show, because we're going to get through all the horror stuff, all the Universal updates, everything we got going. Disneyland, just regular updates. And then we'll go to D23
all D23
at the end. So save those D23 questions, but I do want to get this out of the way. There was an issue where people who had more than 1 day tickets, or some tickets that were at Honda Center, some weren't, or people that had the 3-day ticket that was like for the Honda Center all 3 days, they were not getting their tickets. And it was looking like everyone was going to have to go to will call, and it was going to be pretty disastrous, if you tell me, if everyone was having to go to will call. We were talking about this a while ago on this show, and then and I think Melissa in the chat also got an email because she also didn't receive all her tickets. Basically, Disney blamed it on their third-party ticket provider and said that there was a technical glitch that prevented them from sending out all the tickets, but they were remedying it like right away and were like overnighting tickets to everyone. I literally think they were like, we have to fix this because we can't have all these people go to will call, because it would just be a nightmare. And so I got my tickets just a few days ago, literally days before the event. So I had originally received Friday and Sunday, but I didn't get Saturday, and now I have my Saturday ticket. And for those that are going to the Honda Center, your tickets are digital. You can access them in the D23 portal, and then you can save your digital tickets to your Apple Wallet. So if you have an iPhone, at least, you can save your tickets to your Apple Wallet. It's really convenient. And actually, on the D23 website, it gives you instructions how to do that. So it's pretty easy. So I got my tickets for the Honda Center in the Apple Wallet. I've got all my tickets for the Convention Center. So I'm good. But there are some people that still didn't get theirs. Just keep in mind that the will call for D23 is at the Hilton Hotel. It's not anywhere at the Anaheim Convention Center. It's at the Anaheim Hilton, in some of the ballrooms on the ground level, I think. So just go in there, and I'm sure they'll have signage somewhere saying like D23 will call this way. And will call does open a day early. So if you're getting into town, especially for those international guests, no international guests receive their tickets. They had put that in the stipulations a long time ago. Everyone international would have to pick up their tickets at will call. So if you're international and you're getting from out of town, you can go a day early to the Hilton to pick up your tickets, and hopefully avoid wasting any precious con time on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Damn. All right, let's start off with Not Scary Farm. Not Scary Farm. Today's the big day. Today's the big day I feel like a lot of people forgot about. It just kind of snuck up on us. Scary Farm Nightmare Reveal. This is where they're going to do their announcement of all the fun activities they're going to be coming to Not Scary Farm 2024. This is going to be August 22nd from 7 to 10 p.m. There's going to be a lot to this one. There's going to be Monster Mayhem, Dressed to Die For, whatever that is. Thrills in Ghost Town, pretty much. It's going to be like a scare zone, I'm assuming. The Legacy Store is going to probably debut that day. And the big thing is the announcements. What is coming to Scary Farm? What is new with Scary Farm, and the details? This event has sold out. And I heard it sold out fairly quickly. Somebody was telling me that it was 20 minutes. And then that was it. And I don't know if they truly stuck to their word about, like, they're going to sell less tickets. But I can't wait. I'm going to be going to this event. I'm going to be live streaming this event. So anybody that wants to be included in the conversation, we're going to be streaming it that day. Let me see. The next thing I want to get to today, Danny, is I have to go to my Twitter. Hold on. We haven't talked about this, and I want to get your opinion. For me, I feel like I'm like in the middle, Danny, of like, am I excited or am I not? Let me play this video. Hold on. Oh, so it's going to be Yzma and Doc Ock from Spider-Man. That's what I've heard.
What? That's
I'm
not
just,
even
I'm
at
just
all.
kidding. I am just kidding. Hey, no lie though, it would be good. Yzma and Doc Ock from Spider-Man. Okay. Pretty much everybody's deciphered this. Is this going to be Hades and Doofenshmirtz, as they call him, Doctor Doof? Where do you stand with that, Danny? Like, how do you feel about these additions to Oogie Boogie Bash?
Uh, I'm okay with missing this year.
Oh my
But the
that is not what I expected you to say, but I feel
well,
that. I feel that.
we've had Hades in the Frightfully Fun Parade ever since the event began. So if it's just the regular Hades, then that would be like kind of boring. But they always go kind of over the top for these villains that people are meeting and greeting with, and a big part of it is the conversation, right? They're usually mic'd up. They're usually talking and interacting with the guests. Yokai, when he first debuted years before he did at Oogie Boogie Bash, he didn't say anything. He was just a character that you could meet on the San Francisco streets before San Francisco Square even existed. But then during Oogie Boogie Bash, he was mic'd up and he was talking and stuff and all this kind of thing. So I would imagine we've all seen the Hades costume that normally is, but they're probably going to do some cool face character version of Hades that'll interact with people and be funny. So that's my guess. So that'll be kind of cool to see their interpretation of Hades for this event. And then also too, Dr. Doofenshmirtz, he's also been a character, but again doesn't talk. So they're gonna both have to talk. So it's gonna be new interpretations of them, something that we haven't seen before.
Does
So
Doctor Doof excite you? Are you in the realm of you watch that show or no? Or Phoenix?
yeah,
'Cause
he,
it
he,
seems
he
like
would be funny.
Disney's trying to really emphasize Phineas and Ferb at Walt Disney World and here. It's like they're trying to show.
Well, that's because they're bringing it back.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they're bringing it back.
Disney Plus or I don't even know where to watch that.
Yeah, you can watch it on Disney Plus. Yeah, so
So that's why they've been. Because remember how they brought the Phineas and Ferb to the Christmas in Hollywood Studios or whatever that one was called.
yeah,
The
and it was there. I was at D23 night too,
yeah,
or
and
not D23. Sorry, Disney Channel night.
Disney Channel night. Agent P, I think is his name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to get into that real quick. I want to keep the conversation moving. Where are we at? Man, there's so many things to talk
Yeah,
about.
amusement park pirates puts in the chat maybe a Descendants version of Hades. Don't forget, you guys, they're also quietly in the background working on a live action Hercules that they're going to be making into a movie soon as well. That supposedly they've already cast for. So maybe we're getting a little bit of the creative team from the studios lending a helping hand on how they're going to interpret their version of Hades for the movie, and then they can do that inside, Oogie Boogie Bash kind of situation.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I like those ideas. Those sound good. We got a super chat from Brian. Thank you. Brian dropping 2. He says, Danny, say Oogie Boogie no mas. Fire it up.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely will probably have FOMO when it first launches and
you ain't going to have fun.
everyone posts. I mean, we always do when everyone posts like the reels and stuff from the first week. It's just that there was too much stuff going on this year. There's too much money to spend. Having to buy HHN and
Scary Farm.
D23, Scary Farm. Like it was just all this money hitting at the same time.
And just
And
regular Halloween at Disneyland. You know what I mean?
yeah. So I decided to take a break just because of D23. If I hadn't gone to D23 this year, I probably would have done Oogie Boogie Bash.
Mm-hmm. All right, I want to get into some. We're jumping all over the place today. I want to get into some news. This is not positive news, but I want to get into it. This right here. This was an article posted from Orange County Register that was just touting that a new limited run of Encanto Entertainment is coming to California Adventure. As I ask around, and people that are involved in the show and they know a lot about this show called Viva Navidad. Yes, Viva Navidad. What does Viva Navidad have to do with Encanto show? So I put this on Instagram. I always put stuff out, and usually I get more info as the time goes on. I said I asked around and I've heard terrible news that it's heartbreaking. The rumor speculation is that Viva Navidad places Viva that the Encanto show is taking the place of Viva Navidad this year. I hope it's not true. And as time went on, Fresh Baked commented on this as well. He tweeted this. Rumor. Viva Navidad will be cut this year. What?
Yeah, so basically, Bondo, the breakdown is there's a new change in policy with the union agreements that they came up with for the entertainment and all that kind of stuff. So if you guys aren't familiar with Viva Navidad, all the the Brazilian dancers and the flamenco dancers and all that stuff, those aren't cast members. They're third parties that come in, all the trumpet players and everything for the mariachis. They're not cast members. All the costumed people are cast members, but most of the people in Viva Navidad are not. They're brought in from an outside company. And so they can only be on a 2-week run unless Disney has to make them a cast member. And so Disney doesn't want to do that. So they're going to let Viva Navidad run for 2 weeks. And then after it's done from 2 weeks, they're going to turn it into an Encanto show. But good luck trying to get a spot for any of the Viva Navidad shows during that first 2 weeks.
This is going to be the most packed Viva Navidad we've ever seen. Danny, how does this... Do you think the show that they dropped in Epcot, they're just going to bring some iteration of that here, where it's just like a dance sing-along thing?
I hope not.
or are they going to go...
It's got to be Christmas. It's got to be Christmas related.
But when I think of Encanto, not even a thought goes in my head that it's related to Christmas. Or am I wrong? Is there Christmas references in Encanto movie or something? I'm lost. I feel lost right now, dude.
The Three Caballeros have nothing to do with Christmas either, Mondo, but they made that work. So we gotta have faith.
I guess, right?
I would rather have Viva Navidad for sure. I'm glad it's still coming, even for a limited run. But it might be cool to see what they do with Encanto. I can tell you right now, though, it won't be as grand, right? Because they have so many dancers come out for Viva Navidad. I think that's what makes it. When you've got
Viva Navidad is like 50, dude. It might be like 50 people that come together for that one.
Yeah, there's just so many people. So I think whatever the Encanto version is, it's just going to be like a lot less grand, I think. So
some people were saying, remember what was the princess that came out in the red dress?
Elena.
They were saying that maybe the Elena float gets used for Encanto in kind of like an Elena situation. I was like, I don't know. I'm not here to hate on Encanto. It's just the fact that we have to lose Viva Navidad for Encanto. It's really rough. Really, really rough. I will try to be there as many Viva Navidad shows as I can. I'm gonna just soak them all up while I can, cause damn, dude, pretty rough, pretty rough. Um, how does that bode for the future of Disney Entertainment? Everybody has to be cast member then now, right? That's like
Well,
there's
it
no
just
third party like that. There's no budging on that.
yeah, it's like third party. If they're gonna come in, it's gonna be like a really limited run, right? So that's just kind of the way it works. I think they're in a weird spot right now because with entertainment, they're trying to unionize, right? It's like some of them. So it's like I think Disney's trying to like follow all the rules they can because it's still like touch and go. They're still negotiating, so
Yeah.
it's like it makes sense that they're being a little like protective with it, but at the same time, like they got to try to do what they can to provide a good guest experience in the time being. But like it sounds like maybe their hands are kind of tied with this
It,
because true in all reality, like you might just say, "Oh, Disney's doing it because they don't want to spend the money to make them a cast member because it costs a lot of money to hire someone." But the fact of the matter is that a lot of those people maybe they don't even want to become a cast member, right? They just wanted to do this like limited run that
like
Viva
a
Navidad is, and
two
then they
three
go do
month thing.
something else.
Yeah.
So they don't want to necessarily. They may not want to become a cast member, and if the only way they can participate in a show is to become a cast member, they may not want to do it. So this is easier for people to commit to on like a case by case basis, and lets Disney have flexibility to offer more things for the holidays than they would have, other than just cutting it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I want to go to. Let me see. I want to go shift over to Tiana's Bayou Adventure. We speculated maybe this ride opens for D23. I think I'm going. These photos are, I guess, 2 days old, and things could have changed a lot. But it's not looking very good, Danny, for a D23 opening. Maybe
Yeah,
they could still get media in there if they so please. But like to have a lot of people ride this ride, I don't think so. What are your thoughts, man?
yeah, I think maybe when we originally were thinking about it, it was looking to shape up that way. But the reality is set in the fact that it's become evident now that Walt Disney World rushed to get theirs open for the summer season, right?
Yeah.
And they're dealing with a lot of the repercussions of that. There's a lot of mistakes, a lot of problems that are happening with Tiana's there that they're having to go through. And the luxury of that for us here at Disneyland is that we get to learn from those mistakes and change things before it actually opens. But I think in that instance, and I think I was talking to Peter and he said something about this. It might have pushed things back a little bit further, but maybe better for the reason that we don't have to deal with a lot of these problems that they would have in Florida. So I'm all
It's just
for the ride opening later if it's more reliable.
having two Tianas just getting wrecked, like not open, things broken, show scenes just not animating continuously, evacs. Having two Tianas at the same time doing this, it's a horrible look for Disney. Or it's like, what are we pumping out in 2024? You know what I mean? Like, this is supposed to be an achievement of like we have these new, what do they call them, A1000 animatronics, these new Terminator animatronics. Like there's been no conversation of how elaborate our animatronics at Walt Disney World have been. It's been like the evacs, the virtual queue, the whole concept that like there's so many dark spots and it doesn't flow as much and blah. And it all started too with where it really took off was Disney Parks blog own POV. Do you think Disney is like, we're just gonna, who knows if this even opens in 2024? Like how do you feel at this point? They feel because there's no way they open up this ride to have evacs happen, Danny, with Walt Disney World having evacs, dude.
Well, I think more importantly, Mondo, you got to go into Saturday with at least one reservation available to book at Disneyland, because I'm almost 100% guaranteed that Disneyland will get a date for its opening at D23, in which case you're going to have to go live and book your reservation immediately before it books up.
Dude, yeah.
And you know that's going to be one of those days that they're not going to open up reservations again.
Yeah, no, they're gonna whatever they allotted. That's it. It's gone.
Yeah.
Because do you think they go virtual queue at this point to kind of?
Yeah, I think so. I think so because
I
they're
was
still going to have.
I was going to say, Danny, I feel like at Walt Disney World they're using the virtual queue as like a mitigation factor, so they don't have 3 hours worth of line, and then everybody gets evacuated. You know what I mean? The virtual queue kind of allows them to like control the flow, because the lines are empty when you get on the ride at Tiana's in Walt Disney World. But what do you think? Virtual queue, Disneyland?
Yeah, virtual queue. I would say. Lightning Lane too, of course. I don't think we'll have individual Lightning Lane. I think it'll just be Lightning Lane. And I think they'll do virtual queue because there's probably still going to be some construction on the Haunted Mansion gift shop, depending on when the ride opens. So there's still a lot of things going on, and I think they just want to have a control on that space rather than not having virtual queue, because that line can get real long. It can go. It could snake. I mean, the rides from that area that have opened new have snaked all the way through to like Frontierland. So it can be, and they don't need that mess mixed with Haunted Mansion, mixed with Pirates of the Caribbean, and like all that kind of stuff. So it's for sure going to be virtual queue and Lightning Lane, and hopefully by that point we won't need the virtual queue for Haunted Mansion, and I think that's their goal, right?
Yeah,
they're really pushing to get Haunted Mansion done so that they can open up the ride normally and not have to deal with virtual queue for that as well. So, but yeah, I think virtual queue is almost a guarantee at this point.
Man, virtual queue. That means you got to wake up at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. and then you have to be park hopped, I'm guessing, into Disneyland. It's going to be wild. Everybody, I want to go on Tiana so bad. So bad. I miss Splash Mountain. I miss that ride so much. Virginia Lake gifting a membership. Jen! Hell yeah. Thank you for growing the Fine Fire community, Virginia. This week, too, we will have a members only live. I don't know what date just yet, but there will be one. There's going to be a lot of live streams this week, and I can't wait to get into it. It's all going to be D23 involved. All right, I want to switch over to Florida again, Danny, and I want to get your reaction to this video.
The story takes place after Voldemort has been defeated. And finally, this is the day in which Dolores Umbridge is standing trial for her crimes against the wizarding world. As we board our elevator lift, we end up realizing that Umbridge has escaped.
The guests join Harry, Ron, and Hermione on a quest to capture Dolores Umbridge and stop her from bringing back the time of Lord Voldemort.
It's a heart-pounding adventure and is on a scale that we have never attempted before.
You'll be right in the middle of this giant battle against Umbridge and Death Eaters throughout the entire ministry. We're combining so many different and new technologies to bring this adventure to life at a scale never seen before.
This is the most ambitious ride we've ever created, and it's an absolute game changer. I was on site, and I actually just took a moment to step back and stare at what we're building, because it's nuts.
Story.
I had to get into this, Danny, because I know you're a Harry Potter fan. Real quick, we got a new member, second new member this live stream. Thank you so much. Discover the magic, bonfires. Thank you, Jared. Appreciate you. Can't wait to hang out. Hopefully this week. Danny, the Ministry of Magic. This is insane. I just want to hear your thoughts. First thoughts on all of this.
Yeah, when we had heard through rumors with Alicia Stella, right, and everyone else who's covering Epic Universe so closely and detailed. Ministry of Magic I was just like, man, how are they going to do this? We're supposed to be going through the Flu Network. So it's really cool that they're finding a way to incorporate Fantastic Beasts and Harry Potter into the same land. I personally love the Fantastic Beasts franchise. I know it's people either hate it or love it. I think it's great. I love the new creatures it adds. I love the characters they added, like Queenie and Newt Scamander and all that. Like, it was just great to see all of them. And so to incorporate that era and also the French Ministry of Magic, and then you go through the lobby of the French Ministry of Magic's, Flu Portal network, and then you end up in the lobby of the British Ministry of Magic, which is where the ride takes place. So it's really, really cool that they incorporated both, because I was just like, the rumors were way back when, I think Alicia first reported on this, that the land here would be based solely on Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
But to figure out a way to do both was really cool. So I thought that was a fun little twist on things. But I mean, the ride vehicles look huge. I don't know how they're gonna do it.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Real quick,
are they wearing glasses? I can't tell.
We got Arlene with the gifted membership. Thank you, Arlene, for growing the community to Definable Titan. 3 memberships this live. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you guys. So I was watching Alicia Stella because she did a podcast, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. Pretty much what this is, this ride vehicle, how I interpreted it was, it's like you're in a mission breakout that is a Star Tours that will be going room to room. It doesn't sound real, but that's what it is.
Yeah, so what it looks like from the patent filings is that you're in a mission breakout elevator, and but the elevator is on a ride vehicle like the Forbidden Journey, how it travels through the ride, and how it's really big, and the ride vehicles
it'll go
are
up
huge.
And down, height wise.
Yeah, so it has a scissor lift underneath it, and the scissor lift can go up, down, and also make movements like this for when you're flying or whatnot. I don't know, but it sounds totally like a vomit rocket, and I'll probably do it once just to do it, but it'll probably make me really sick. So
a lot of screens involved in this ride too. That's what I got. I
just was the photos don't show them wearing glasses, so I really hope they don't wear glasses, because I don't like rides with glasses. So
I know it's gonna be too much. Discover the Magic says, if it's Tower of Terror, Star Tour, Spider-Man had a baby. Sign me up. I don't know if everybody's gonna like that, but sign me up. Sign me up. Oh my Lanta. So awesome. All right, let's jump back to California and Disneyland. Is it today that's the last day of Pixar Fest, or it was yesterday, Danny?
It was yesterday. Yesterday was the final day, so today marked the end of Pixar Fest officially. So I posted on Twitter what everyone's favorite thing was, and I'll share some of those right now, or if you want to pull it up, Mondo.
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
It was really cool though. Pixar Fest brought a lot of really cool stuff this time around. We got pretty much a lot of the fan favorite foods returning from Pixar Fest 2018 with some new additions this time around. We also had the hidden Pizza Planet trucks that we didn't have in 2018. And then let's see, someone said Dance Party was cute and fun. Disney Mike said enjoyed the hidden Pizza Planet trucks. I think someone else said the potato. That was my favorite too. I literally ate 3 of those.
Yeah,
they were so good.
Everybody said it was good. The
I never
Big
had the
Pizza.
birria pizza, Mondo. Did you ever have that?
No, I did not. I did not. Dance party at the theater, Troubadour Tavern, the photo ops. Yeah, they really utilized Fantasyland Theater for this. It pretty much was Pixar Fest in that theater. Damn, everybody keeps saying the pizza. How do you feel now that we could look back at Pixar Fest, Danny? How do you feel? How did you feel about it?
Um, I liked it. I loved what they did. It might have been. I think someone commented it might have overstayed its welcome a little bit. I think Pixar Fest was probably a little too long, but I think Disney was trying to make it last through the entire summer.
Yeah,
Um, but we could have maybe had a little bit of a break between the. There was not, I don't think, a long enough break between the food and wine and Pixar Fest. We could have maybe had a little bit of a longer break. The only flop I would say from Pixar Fest were the food booths. And I don't necessarily even think it was the food choices, although some of them were pretty bad. I think it was just the fact that they didn't offer a sip and savor option.
yeah.
And I really hope, Mondo, that this was not a test, and that they don't want to offer this, because we have to think about Walt Disney World. They've never had a sip and savor option. So
All a la carte
so
time.
we get that luxury here, and I don't want it to go away. I like that luxury. So I hope it wasn't a test for when
Every time
all
I
the
see the
festival holidays when it doesn't have it.
every time I see the food booths, Danny, it's always empty. I never see a long line for any of the food booths for Pixar Fest ever.
Yeah.
I never saw any of the booths with a long line. For me, Pixar Fest, I think it did a great job. I think the fact that World of Color didn't transform with Pixar Fest really left something to make it more grand and feel like you only have Pixar Pier on the other freaking side of World of Color. I think a little bit more was needed of entertainment, and I think the Club Pixar, having such a short run really kind of tainted that aspect of Pixar Fest, and they didn't replace it. I felt like a little bit more characters were needed throughout, kind of to feel more Pixar. Because I feel like at Disneyland, if you were in the Fantasyland Theater, you didn't even know Pixar Fest was happening at all until the fireworks happened. But I think Pixar Fest as a whole, I thought they did a great job. The foods at the restaurant or quick service, they were all great. I had a lot of fun. We got a lot of new characters introduced too, from the Elemental, the Lucas, the Turning Red. Like, they brought all that to life. I still think it's crazy. That they made a whole parade on movies that nobody saw, from Turning Red, Luca, Soul. Like, that was a crazy concept to me. I couldn't believe that, but I feel like it played out well. But I think this Pixar Fest, it might have gone like 3 weeks too much. That's how I feel. Because I kind of
maybe it's a little bit too long.
I checked out of Pixar Fest like a month and a half ago. I was like,
because it started in April, so we had April, May, June, July, and now the first week of August it's ended. So
yeah,
I feel like 3 months is like a good run for stuff like that, because we don't even have half the time that had for Lunar New Year, for Festival of Holidays. I think the only thing that goes semi as long as that is like the Food and Wine Festival.
mm-hmm.
But like nothing that's this long. Like, it made sense that the Disney 100 celebration was that long, and I'm sure the Disneyland 70th anniversary next year will probably be a pretty long celebration, like more than a year. So we can expect that too. But those are ones you usually expect. But Pixar Fest was like their big push this summer, right? They wanted to have something to market, something to celebrate. And I think we definitely have to give it to Disney in the sense that they didn't just kind of cheap out when it came to like decor. Like, I mean, we have those Art Deco, World's Fair that big thing in the middle, right? That looks like the Pixar thing.
Yeah.
But like that style art is at the one in DCA, and it's also at the one in Disneyland, and all throughout downtown Disney they put those things too, like in every single planner. So they really spent money to like decorate. They got all the banners down Main Street. They upgraded all the projections for the fireworks. They made sure the up house flew, at least for a little bit. And they made sure
the up house and Buzz, that was like a 2-week thing or something. I felt it didn't last that long. What the hell?
Yeah, it didn't last very long.
Oh my god! Jeez, I
but they brought back as much as they could, and they kept things up. So I feel like we have to give it to them for spending the money to make sure we had a good celebration. And you and I had been asking for this for so long.
I had a lot of fun. Yeah. If Pixar Fest comes back, please have World of Color be part of it. Let's get rid of World of Color 1. Let's move on. Disney 100 happened already. Let's get back to Disneyland Resort, please. 37 months! Oh, what? 37 months from Jess Loves Coffee. Oh my gosh, one of my favorite mods. Shout out. Very happy to be a mod and channel member to the Fire channel. 37 months. Show your support. Become a channel member today. Thank you, Jess, for 37 months. Always keeping the chat fun and clean and positive. I appreciate that so much. And we got Darnell W. OG. 30, I can't even comprehend. 37 months. Also to Darnell W. gifting not just one, but two gifted memberships. One of them was to Valeria Dixon. And where's the other one? To Eddie. So big shout out to Darnell W. Let's go. Thank you. Seriously, holy man, we got like 4 or 5 gifted memberships this live. Thank you. Anything you want to talk about, Danny, from Knott's, Universal, Disneyland, before we go into D23 stuff?
Yeah. So for Disneyland, I just wanted to mention, of course, if you guys have the ability to book a reservation, this Thursday is D23 day, and they're going to be giving out Mickey ears with the D23 day logo embroidered on them. So really nice quality ears. A really great memorabilia to commemorate this special occasion. So if you're going, they're going to have also special meet and greets. They're going to have Goofy and Max. They're going to have lots of Hug and Bear, which is normally only out at Oogie Boogie Bash. So there's going to be some things to do. So I plan on being there. I'm going to do the D23 cavalcade. They're going to have 23 Disney characters in that cavalcade. So
yeah.
I will be there to film this and share it as part of my D23 coverage all weekend long. But I'm excited for that hat. I want that hat. I love the D23 day logo. I think it's really cool.
They should have put that on a lot of other stuff than just the hat. That should be a pin, maybe even a jersey, dude. Because D23
it probably will be. It probably will be on sale that day.
D23 is important. A lot of people are traveling for this event. It's very important.
Exactly. It's a big deal. And D23 only happens every other year, right? So next year we'll have Destination D23, and maybe Mondo will fly out there again to do that. And then in 2024 we'll have, 2026 we'll have D23 back. Maybe here again. We don't even know.
It could go somewhere else for all we know. You never know.
Go somewhere else. Although we are going to get D23 this year or next year in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and then we also have D23 in Japan. That always happens too. So there are a lot of D23 events. But D23 Day, don't forget that. That's at Disneyland on Thursday.
This is the cool one too, right here, Danny. Tomorrowland Terrace will have Keep Your Feet Moving All Day with Stitch dance party from 1 to 6 p.m. and Suburban Legends ska punk band from 7 to 11 p.m. Live entertainment coming back to Tomorrowland Terrace.
Dude, the coolest thing ever.
Hell,
that alone.
I love
and
Suburban Legends.
That right there is definitely a nod to the fans, because Suburban Legends, for those that don't know, the history of Tomorrowland Terrace, that is literally like the OG band that
They're
played
part of
at
it.
Tomorrowland Terrace. Like in our childhood, Mondo and I's childhood, when I went to Disneyland as a kid and you had an annual pass, Suburban Legends, like they gained their following, in my opinion, from playing at Disneyland every weekend. And they had loyal fans that came out every single weekend, just like they had the loyal fans that would go over to where Princess Fantasy Fair is now to do the swing
dance.
dancing.
Yeah,
So
swing. Uh-oh. What the heck? I think I got an ad.
yeah, there's gonna be a lot going on. Are you going to D23 Day, Bondo? At Disneyland?
Hell yeah, we're rope dropping.
You're gonna get those ears, huh?
Me and Monica. Monica wants it. That's all she cares about. She wants the ears. We got 37 months. Oh my. 37 months from Arlene. Love you guys. Thank you for all that you do for us. Can't wait to see all the D23 events. Bot buyers hoping for all the Pandora info. Let's go. I can't wait. There's a lot to talk about with D23. I can't wait. I'll save it to the end, but thank you so much, Arlene. Also, too, real quick, Dan, wrong button. Super chat. We got a super chat from Melissa dropping it on the Venmo, $5. Let's go.
Oh, man.
Why didn't we get the Pixar parade like Shanghai's, especially for the summer? It was so hot this past month. I think she's referring to the one that like sprays water at people, Danny. We're just not cool like that. I don't know how
we had that. The Pixar Play Parade would spray you with water.
But we didn't get it back. We didn't get none of that back.
We didn't get it back. But we had it for years, so it's not like it's something we haven't done before.
They could have easily ran one of those for just like a cavalcade. Just how they did Anna and Elsa in the Christmas cavalcade parade. Like, they ran Elsa for like 4 months of a cavalcade. They could have easily done. I agree, Melissa. It is so hot at the parks. It's insane. It's literally insane. But thank you, Melissa. Thank you, everybody, for supporting the fire. Let me see. Are you going to the D23 Packing District event, Danny? Did you get the Lorcana freebie? I don't know what any of that is about. Do you know what she's talking about?
Yeah, they're doing a D23 night at the Packing House tomorrow. I'll try to make it. I don't know if I can, but they're doing D23 at the Packing House tomorrow, and the event is sponsored by Ravensburger, who makes Lorcana.
No way! Dan, you gotta go.
So if I do go, I'm definitely bringing some decks to play some rounds for sure.
What? Dude, I didn't even know they were doing that. That's cool.
Yeah. This is a whole week, Mondo, of D23 week kicked off yesterday at Angel Stadium with D23 Day at Angel Night at Angel Stadium, also sponsored by Ravensburger, who makes Lorcana. Everyone received free Lorcana yesterday at the Angels game. Then tonight there was something, I don't remember what it was, but the kickoff week, the D23 week, they had something every night going for D23. So.
Dude, let me show a quick picture. Maybe Disney Lorcana is like posting a bunch of stuff. I didn't know about the Packing House District thing. That's really cool. Look at that. They're literally giving packs that are like $4 to $6 wherever you buy them. Just here you go. You get a pack. I had a chance to play Lorcana with Danny, and it's a lot funner than I remember when it first debuted. So many new cards, new technology, and it's getting insane. Lorcana's a lot of fun. Mondo, are you gonna live stream the panels? Yes, but from headquarters. I will not be in person. I'll be live streaming from my house, from the headquarters.
Yeah. Disney actually hasn't shared whether or not the panels are going to be live streamed, so we may not even get to do that. We don't even know. But either way, Mondo's going to be live, and people will be posting up to the minute news
Oh,
on Twitter, and he can report on that live with you guys and chat with you on it. So
literally seconds after everybody. I want to go into one thing. I just saw somebody comment, Danny. Who was it? It was Chris Hatch. Hey, Mondo, Danny, have you seen them testing the flying dragon at Epic Universe? I'm sure you've seen it, Danny. This is a post from Wallen Ballin. He got like a close-up of it. But the main video was from Adventures with Annie on Twitter, and I think she has a YouTube as well. What are your thoughts? You know, you're Walt Disney World, and you hear the news that there's flying dragons across the street. do you think Walt Disney World cares, or they're like, we're all about the tropical Americas. We ain't concerned about these flying dragons. What do you think, Daddy? Because this is crazy, dog. They got a flying toothless.
it's cool. It's cool for sure. This is like amazing technology that they're using. We know that Disney did have a flying dragon themselves as well too, that they were testing and never utilized. Or maybe they did utilize it for like something at Disney Springs. I don't remember, but I knew they did have a dragon that they flew like once or something.
Yeah.
For an event. But so it's something we've seen before, but this one just looks a lot more articulated, a lot more realistic with the way it's flapping its wings and the way it's flying in the air. It's really, really cool. A great way to, great moment for like him to come out for a second and like maybe interact with some kind of show inside Burke, the Dragon Isle inside the Epic Universe. Maybe it can be a moment where they're like, look up at Toothless, like he's here, like, and like you can see him up in the sky flying over, and like he makes sounds or whatnot. So that'd be really fun for like kids being like, oh my god, it's real, like it's so much fun. But we'll have to see how they implement it. Maybe it's only like a media thing too, like maybe for like the opening ceremony they have the dragon, but we'll have to see.
Look, Danny, this is from blogmickey.com. This is it. Dude, that thing is ginormous.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I remember them using it once. It was like attached to like a fan, like a propeller.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Did he put a picture here? I don't know if he put a picture in here. Yeah, it's like a propeller that it wasn't a drone. What the other one looks like, or I don't even know if it's a drone. I don't know what the hell. Flying dragons. That's the future over there in Florida. Any other topics or things you want to dive into on the theme park side before we go into D23?
So just for going back to Knott's Berry Farm real quick, with the event that the tickets sold out to today. Last year was the first time they did this event. And for those that don't know, Knott's Berry Farm has always done a preview event for their Scary Farm, where they announce the new mazes, the new scare zones, and they also like what's returning. And typically there's some kind of show involved. And that was kind of what it was like pre-COVID, and it was done in the main Walter Knott Theater. Well, post-COVID, we didn't get immediately post-COVID when they had the first Scary Farm again. We didn't get the event. We had announcements on Twitter and announcements from the Midsummer Scream, and that was all we got. And then the last year was the first year they brought it back again, but they did it this time on the main Calico stage. So everyone was kind of like standing outside, and then they invited us into the streets of Ghost Town to experience Scary Farm a little early. Monsters roaming Ghost Town. Ghost Town streets was alive, and that was such a fun night for Mondo and I last year, because it was like you were in Scary Farm already. It was like we were like, man, we're so fired up, we're so ready. It's like already here.
Oh, the fog.
Yeah, they had the fog going. They also had the tribute store open, which for some people, that was their whole night. They spent the whole night in line for the tribute store trying to get one of these right here, which was the infamous lantern that Knott's had announced that everyone was trying to get during this event. So either people were enjoying the event, like Mondo and I were doing, or they were waiting in line to go to the tribute store to get one of these plus something else. And then in sheer luck, Mondo and I were leaving, and they randomly just dropped these in on a random cart in front of, like, right there where the hanging tree is of Sarah Marshall, like the entrance of Ghost Rider right there.
Yeah, Ghost Rider.
And then we ended up getting these on the way out and didn't have to wait at all to get them. They were just like right there.
Pure luck, though. Like, they just set up a stand in front of us out of nowhere.
And so we got them. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that they announce that the lanterns are coming back, that they announce more interactions with the lanterns. We've talked about this so many times on this channel. This is like one of the funnest things. So I'm excited to bust mine out again. And maybe there's a cool new version of it that makes people want to buy a different one so they can start a collection. Mm-hmm. And even if they brought back the same one, I don't think people would be mad about it, because there's a lot of people that didn't get it that really wanted it.
Yeah.
So fun either way. But the event is sold out. But Mondo will be there, and he'll be live streaming, I'm sure. So it'll be fun, and we'll get to see what mazes are new and coming to Knott's Scary Farm. And we'll have a better idea of, like, the next couple weeks after, like, what to follow as far as updates for those new mazes.
Yeah, I hope they bring it back in the theater, Danny, and because in Midsummer
I didn't like
Scream,
it out there, Mondo. I did not like it.
I hated it. I hated it in the outside venue. It just, I don't know. It did. In the theater, it's a more, like, unique experience. They have the cool backdrops to use as screens. And I just love when all the monsters come out. I gotta play that video, Danny. The where all the monsters come out.
Yeah, it was more fun in the theater too. I really hope they do it there. I think they're probably going to keep it outside just because it lets them, like, sell a lot more tickets, which they probably did. And then they don't have to worry about, like, having people fit in the theater kind of situation. So I have a feeling it'll be outside again, but I really hope they. I think the only part that they failed on this event last time, which I loved the whole concept of the event last time. It was so much fun.
It was a fun event.
Yeah, it was really, really a good time. The only fail were the presenters that were presenting everything. They were not good, and they, in fact, they were getting booed by people. And so
they're bringing that announcer back again. That's what's happening. Let me show this real quick, Danny. This was 2019 in the theater. This is how they ended.
Right before COVID.
Right.
Before COVID.
Let me hit it. Let me hit it. Hold on. Dude, bring that back, Not Scary Farm, please. Please, bro. Please bring it back. The theater was just so much better, dude. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. The Calico stage does not compare to the theater. I created a monster.
One thing we did get, Mondo, that we haven't, that you shared, I think, on many of your live streams after Midsummer, was Elvira, and her show will be in here, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So maybe they've already got it decorated for her, and they don't want to mess it up.
That's true too. I didn't think of it that way. Yeah. That's probably exactly what's happening. I do want to go real quick before we go into D23 talk. A lot of banners and everything have landed today, Danny. Halloween August 23rd, October 31st. We got lots of the pins. This is from Disney Pins blog, so shout out to them for posting it. Those all look to be relevant pins to like what might be coming here to Disneyland, because we have the same Mickey. Lots of cool limited edition ones. And then there was more decorations, if I'm not mistaken. Where is it? Yep, right here. Very cool. Very cool. I want to go to the Disneyland website one, though, Danny, right here. Do you think Disneyland is just using this as promo? Or are they going to change how they decorate Main Street for Halloween?
I would love to see some of those decorations like that.
Dude, this looks so cool. Like, different animated pumpkins. This looks like teeth or something right here. There's like more pumpkins throughout. They got the cat on the top right there, like above on your side. It's been a long time since they've changed like Main Street, like Halloween, like decorating, because it's kind of been the same thing. I feel like for like at least 5 years, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing you could say, Mondo, is if you look at the offerings for under Learn More, if it says Pumpkin Festival on Main Street, then we know it's going to be the same thing because that's what it's always listed as, is the Pumpkin Festival, and that's just like pumpkins in all the windows with the candy corn colored bunting on all the buildings.
Maybe it's marketing, huh? This is marketing.
Yeah, and that's usually what we see, like what it looks like there. But they call that the Pumpkin Festival on Main Street. And if it says that in the offerings for Halloween, then that's probably what it is.
I don't know where to look.
Yeah, Main Street Pumpkin Festival. There it is.
It's going to be the same thing. Okay, I'm getting too excited. That's what it's going to look like. There it is. There it is. All right, Danny, let's get into some D23, man. That's what I've been waiting to talk about.
If they pumped in some fog, I think that'd be cool.
I don't know why they don't. They pump in the fog before for Cadaver Dan's in Rivers of America. Remember that for Halloween time?
Yeah, pump it in around the pumpkin for Halloween.
That'd be cool. That'd be freaking cool. I would love that. All right. I want to get a D23 talk. I've been waiting to chat about this with you, Danny, because you're the best it is to talk about D23. D23, we're just really focusing on Parks panel today.
And we're going to start off with our predictions, Mondo and me.
Yeah. I'll do my predictions. I'll get them out of the way first. I had a chance to post it on Twitter, and I feel like I got good feedback. My D23 predictions for 2024. Let's hope it happens. And churros are back. Churros are back. Let's see if Josh tomorrow can deliver. Okay, my D23 predictions is, well, I got to take a step back. Before we go into D23 prediction. So, previous years, I'll go back, whenever Avenger Campus was announced, where they fully just dropped the info of what it's going to look like. There's going to be like a whole show floor in D23 exhibit about Avenger Campus and all of that. They did that as like a media event, and like Sorcerer Mickey, which is like if you pay $2,500 to have that pass at that time, you get to do that. And that was on a Thursday, or just the day before D23 started. And I've heard rumblings, once again, like pretty much damn strong rumblings, especially with the whole D23 day, is that Thursday is going to be the big day where D23 just goes, this is what Disneyland has in store for us, everybody. So, as much as I want to speculate on D23, I almost want to speculate what could happen on Thursday. So, Danny, Have you heard any rumblings of this nature as well? That Thursday might be the big day for us Disneyland fans. You know, everybody in this chat, we care about Disneyland.
Yeah, yeah. So before I give my predictions, I put in the chat. All right, everyone, post your D23 questions below. Um, I know that on my podcast, I was saying I was going to have some questions, so I have some of those saved as well too.
Let's do it.
So I'll bring up some of those. But post your questions in the chat because a lot of people have been wanting this, so we'll do that uh, as soon as we talk about our predictions here. But if you want to pull up Peter Mondo from Ordinary Adventures on his Twitter,
Yeah.
his predictions are pretty similar to mine, like almost identical. But yes, to answer your question, um, I've heard the same thing about Thursday. Thursday is the media preview for D23, right? So they get to go in and show floor a little bit early. I actually went with David Bond last year to that, and it was a lot of fun. And got to see the Imagineering Pavilion. They're probably going to debut some sort of model. My guess is they're going to debut the model for the Latin Americas, section of Animal Kingdom that's coming. They'll have a big moment where they unveil the model, and they show everyone that, and then they'll answer questions. Everyone will take photos. I think that's going to be the big focus this year. Is Walt Disney World's is like the main focus. Last year, Tiana's Bayou Adventure or last D23, which was 2 years ago, was Tiana's Bayou Adventure in Toontown. So those were the main focuses. They also had, if you remember, the Dreamers Point statue from Epcot, like way before it even got installed. We got to touch it and see it at D23. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah,
I got Peter's.
I heard the same thing, Mondo. That during that event, they're gonna share all the big,
This is my theory. This is my theory, Danny.
I even think we might get the Tiana's Bayou Adventure date during.
Wow, on Thursday? No, that's awesome. No, okay. This is my theory. This is just my theory. This is speculation Sunday, right? So, I think on Thursday, maybe this is just me. They fully focus on Disneyland. What is the true name of Disneyland Forward? Do they have a name for it? Or are we just going to keep referring to it as Disneyland Forward? What about the parking structure that's supposed to go on the other side of Harbor? What about Avatar or Avatar Experience? Do we finally call it a land? Do they finally plot where they're going to set or where it's going to be built? What about this Country Bear Jamboree stuff? That's all the love that's been happening. Is there something in the future with that? Also, at the same time, what about Disneyland 70th? I feel like all those things, maybe they want to get that out of the way on Thursday to really kind of open up the runway for Saturday being, I'm not trying to say Disneyland is not bigger picture, but maybe it's their runway to really deep dive into Walt Disney World on Saturday's panel, deep dive into international news that's going to be happening. Because I heard there's a lot of international news as well, big things that are coming to other parks. And then at the same time, we already know the new god it was Disney Plus was their god, but Disney has found a new god. It's called the Disney Cruise Line. The Disney is going to be all sorts of announcement on Disney Cruise Line on Saturday. They already put it in the concept art of Horizons, the big announcement that they did. So that's what I think. Do I sound crazy, Danny? Or they're trying to drop news from everywhere on Thursday? Because that's what you were saying like a little bit ago.
Yeah, no, I think Thursday is a focus on Disneyland kind of moment. It's the press is there. They're probably going to be inviting the press to go to Disneyland that night to experience maybe some of the D23 day character interactions, as well as they'll probably have the press come experience Fantasmic since that's still pretty new. Maybe have the press go on Haunted Mansion Holiday since that just opened. Just certain things like that. So that it's probably going to be, it makes sense for it to be Disneyland focus.
Yeah.
But I think I was talking to Jared from Discover the Magic, and he was saying that that they really learned from previous years. And even though we might get a lot of news on Thursday um, from Disneyland or from Walt Disney World, that they really want to make sure that the big news is being presented in front of an audience. And so if the bigger news is coming for Disneyland, so maybe we see more of like the Portos finally breaking ground Thursday, the Tiana's Bayou Adventure opening date Thursday, the announcement of the 70th anniversary of celebration for Disneyland, when that kicks off Thursday. Like maybe those are the things, like the small one-offs that we see, or maybe even the Esplanade changes coming to Disneyland, including the turnstiles. Maybe that's a Thursday thing. Because there's going to be like a little event. Like when I went with David last year at D23, they had like they basically brought us to the front of the Imagineering Pavilion, and the people that were in charge of Imagineering at the time were there. They did like a little speech. They showed us a little video, and then as soon as it all was done, they officially opened the Imagineering Pavilion, and then they let us walk in. And at that point, we got to see the Tiana's Bayou Adventure model for the first time. We got to see the Toontown model, all the ride vehicles for Fantasy Springs before that had opened.
So cool.
So there was a bunch of stuff in the pavilion that was debuting for the first time, so the press was putting all that up. So you guys are going to see basically everything inside the Imagineering Pavilion live on Thursday from the
Thursday
and Twitter and everything. So we're going to find out a lot on Thursday anyway, because they're going to probably have a debut, like I said, of that model from Animal Kingdom. So we'll probably get an idea of what rides are coming. So there's a lot coming on Thursday. So clear your calendar Thursday, Mondo. I know you're going to be at Disneyland for D23 Day, but I think you're going to have to maybe go home a little earlier.
No, I am. Are you free Thursday day? I haven't had a chance to even ask you that. Are you free Thursday on the evening?
I am. It's hard because I'm actually I'm going to be at D23 Day, so I know I'll see you and we'll meet up for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm hosting my friend at D23, and she's never been ever, and she's flying in. So she's going to be coming in that night. So I think I'm going to have to like coordinate picking her up and all that stuff. So
don't even worry. Yeah,
I don't know what my Thursday night's looking like just yet.
Oh my god, I'm more excited for Thursday than Saturday. Just hearing you talk about all, because yeah, you're right. We got to see ride vehicles, concept art, the whole like these well constructed detail like of the rides and queues, and it was wild.
Yeah, but we gotta remember though, like the nice part about the media day too is that they have all the Imagineers in there, and you're allowed to ask them questions. But I got burned last D23 because Mondo and I did a follow-up panel, a follow-up live stream after that, and I actually had an opportunity to ask the lead Imagineer for Mickey's Toontown project. At the time, he was right in front of the model, and at that time, Magic Band still hadn't debuted at Disneyland officially yet, and so we were really excited about what they were going to come. In fact, they had the Magic Bands on display in the Imagineering Pavilion because they hadn't come to Disneyland, and they had all the Disneyland exclusive ones up there.
I remember.
Yeah, and so I asked the Imagineer in charge of Toontown. I said, will Magic Band interactivity be coming to Toontown? He said, not at first, but it is our goal. That's what's going to happen. It still never happened. And Toontown's been open for more than a year, so I feel a little burned by that. Maybe, but to be fair for him, maybe it was his plan, but budget cuts took that out. So, but I felt sheepish for reporting on that with you, because we thought we had a cool exclusive since no one thought to ask that, but it's never come to be.
And not even
people probably thought we made it up, but he literally told me that.
Danny, Magic Bands surely would come to the treehouse, right? Nothing. Toontown, nothing. remember the tree houses? I could have sworn maybe those were Magic Band thing. Nothing. I don't even know if those tree houses exist anymore in Toontown.
Yeah. So just to get it through real quick, so then we can get into the questions. my predictions are a lot like Peter's. We definitely are going to get the opening for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Peter thinks a nighttime parade for the Magic Kingdom. That makes sense to me. They've been talking a lot about the Paint the Night Parade going over there. People want the Paint the Night Parade.
Don't say that, Daddy. Don't say that.
People want the Paint the Night Parade over here.
Yeah.
But like, what if we have like an updated version of the Electrical Parade for the 70th? So who knows? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see.
I haven't had a chance to read these.
Peter and I had the same thing on our list. The Moana boat ride, 100%. And I even said the same thing. Moana boat ride coming to the Magic Kingdom. I don't think it's coming to Animal Kingdom. I know original concept art showed it in Animal Kingdom, but I think Moana's coming to Magic Kingdom. So I agree with that 100%. I think he's spot on. Full reveal of Pandora and California Adventure. We knew that too. Mondo and I have been talking about it being in California Adventure for a really long time. We haven't been confirmed where it's going, but we think Disney's going to share that it is going to be in California Adventure, and it is going to be in a space that none of y'all think it's going to be, which is in that weird bus space. Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see. I didn't talk about Test Track 3.0, so Peter was probably spot on that. Some people were saying that I was talking to Scott Goosen, actually. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to that whole episode, Mondo.
I did.
Talked about.
Yeah, I loved it. Tell people real quick about that podcast you did.
Yeah, if you wanted to listen to all of my predictions, I actually did a podcast episode on my podcast called the 5571 Podcast. I did an episode last week with Scott Gustin, and he was on with me sharing his predictions, and I shared mine as well. He doesn't think that we get anything for Test Track 3.0 other than maybe a quick concept art, because he doesn't think they're willing to share any details on that just yet, and he doesn't think that it's a big enough thing for them to mention at the event. So I don't know. Maybe we see like a quick concept art for it in the pavilion. Yeah, but that was what he was saying. New Avengers e-ticket details. I didn't include that in my predictions because honestly, I don't know the future of this ride.
It doesn't exist right now at all.
So Peter thinks we're gonna get details on it. He's probably spot on, but I just really
in a couple of years,
because I don't know.
In a couple of years, Danny, it's gonna be Dr. Doom ride for all we know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, who knows? And then the last thing that I was saying was a new hotel announcement or the last two things for Disneyland. I was saying was a new hotel for Disneyland announced. It's going to obviously be Disney Vacation Club, and it would be somewhere like in some of the new spaces that they have available. So that's kind of what my thought was. And then the Tomorrowland renovation was the last one that I was thinking of, but it's not what people expect. So the Tomorrowland renovation is exactly what Peter put, which is more of a refresh of Tomorrowland, a beautification, if you will, making it look more up to date, getting rid of the pavers, like putting more cement in different areas, like just bringing it more up to date. Probably giving us a permanent fixture inside the Alien Pizza Planet to something different, changing Buzz Lightyear. Mondo and I talked about Buzz Lightyear maybe turning into Wreck-It Ralph. That's already been announced and happening at Japan. Yeah. So maybe ours does the same thing. But I think maybe we get like one new ride for Tomorrowland that's like a current ride that's changing. Whether that's Space Mountain or Buzz Lightyear, that's kind of all I think it's going to be. I don't put any weight in the rumor of the People Mover, anything happening with it. It's what people want. It makes sense to me for Disney to spend the money on that, especially since they continue to this day to make and sell merchandise with People Mover all over it. I think that's enough for them to be like, okay, well, we think it's worthy enough to keep making merchandise for. Maybe it's worthy enough to actually build it again. But they don't seem to think so. So they would rather spend the money on future projects to help expand Disneyland, which makes sense. But It's a shame that they like will sell merchandise to play into the nostalgia of it all, but not actually do anything with the ride.
Mhm.
So, but those are my predictions.
Looking at Peter's list. All this is like all Walt Disney World.
Yeah, it's very much going to be heavily weighted to Disney World, I think, as well too.
Man, I love these predictions, but like Josh Tomorrow ain't going this hard. We already know he he ain't gonna go this hard, dude. I don't think so. There's no where's the cruise line stuff? The one that caught my eye from Peter's prediction was this haunted mansion restaurant. What? Like, where would that go?
Do you know how hard that would go, Mondo?
Dude, I would love haunted mansion restaurant at Disneyland Resort.
And you know how that place would print money.
Print money. Put a bar in there too. Like, I'm a little jealous that one of the cruise lines is gonna have a haunted mansion bar. Like, that's so freaking cool. So freaking cool. My D23 prediction. I'm just gonna stick to Disneyland. I really can't even talk too much about Florida. I think Avenger e-ticket. Maybe they finally give us a year. They give it like, hey, 2027, 2028. I think they give us a year. They for sure go deeper into Avatar Land, and the big prediction that I keep hearing, and it's like, I don't want to believe the stuff I've heard, but I've heard a lot of it, is Zootopia coming to California Adventure. Zootopia, a California Adventure, sure. Cool. I don't even know how to react to that, but and I think Tomorrowland will be referenced, but it's going to be a Disney Parks blog, Danny. That's my predictions.
Yeah, honestly, I want Tomorrowland to be referenced inside the announcement event, but I think Mondo's right. I don't necessarily know that it's big enough, and I want to say it's going to be a Parks blog, like post D23. It's not what people are wanting it to be or expect it to be. That's my guess.
Yeah.
My prediction too for he said you missed his Nutso prediction at the
Yeah,
very end.
which one was the Nutso? Is it at the bottom?
I thought you had showed it, but I guess not.
My bad. Let me see. This will not be a repeat of last D22.
No, the little point right there, Mondo.
A third park will be announced for Disneyland Resort that will be going in Toy Story Lot. Let's go! I guess we should all have a Nutso prediction. A third part.
Yeah. One thing that Scott and I also brought up.
I could see it happen.
Yeah. One thing that Scott and I brought up too in my podcast episode was Disney maybe sharing new concept art for Disneyland Forward. We got concept art back in 2019 or whatever year that was. That showed like, oh, these are potential lands that could come there, and people like zoomed in on it and like were like, oh, this kind of looks like Pandora. This kind of looks like, Wakanda. So like, we thought maybe Disney would show updated concept artwork that shows a little bit more clearly some of the IP they've been throwing around for these spaces. So like maybe a section having Frozen, another section having Zootopia, like you said, another section having like the Avatar experience, like all that kind of stuff, so that people have a better idea of like what. But Scott was still pretty adamant that he doesn't think Disney would commit to any of these spaces on what's actually going there. Because you have to remember, Disneyland Forward, we've talked about it a million times on this show.
40-year project.
It's not a project. It's not a project. It was a fancy marketing name for an initiative to get the city to rezone all the land that Disney has so that they can build on it. So this is just now they have space because it's been approved, right? So now Disneyland has space to grow and expand over the next 40 years. How they choose to use that space, it could look absolutely nothing like this at all on the screen right now.
That's
It
why
could be
I want the
all
real name of
hotels
this.
on the left-hand side and then only theme park on the right side. Like, we don't even know. Or
More
maybe there's a
DVC
random,
towers.
water park on the right-hand side, and then the left side is like a California Adventure. Like, it could be a million things. This is just like potentially what it could, right? So Disneyland Forward's not anything, right? It was just a marketing name for the initiative. But maybe they do showcase like an area of these new spaces that they are willing to commit to, and being like, okay, this is the next space that we're going to use, and it's going to be this, and like they'll commit to that, but they won't tell us like when that's going to open. They won't tell us like any sort of date whatsoever. They're just going to be like, it's going to be over here. It's going to be for Disneyland, and it's going to be this. And that's all they're going to share. And so we'll know like at some point it'll come, but you have to remember, what do we know on the horizon? We know Tiana's Bayou Adventure opens this year.
Yep.
We know potentially in the next 2 years we get the Avengers Campus ride, and we know potentially in the next 5 years we get Avatar. So we already know kind of what's coming down the pike for Disneyland, as far as big projects.
DVC Forward.
we don't really know what's really know what's coming to Disney World. So I think Peter's spot on in his Disney World heavy focus, because we kind of know our timeline for the next like 5 years. They don't really. So
yeah, and that is true, Danny. You're right. At the end of the day, downtown Disney's still going through huge renovation. There's a big Earl of Sandwich being built somewhere, and a big Porto's going somewhere. And at the same time, Tiana's, Critter Country, the new Barbecue Jamboree, Avengers finally getting done. Dude, that's a lot of project alone. And at the same time, Avatar, when do they keep the vision going forward beyond Avatar? I don't know. That's a good question. Man, Disneyland, there's a lot of stuff going on in the next 10 years. It's going to be a really cool time to be a fan and cover it all. Let me go into some of the ones that the people in the chat were commenting, Danny.
Yeah, we got to go some of the Q&A now.
Let me see. Will D23 be on Disney Plus? Very good question. At this point in time, Danny, today being Monday, do you think they go hard like that and drop a live stream on Disney Plus?
I don't know. I've heard that we may not even get a live stream at all. That may be how they do it.
This is the perfect time to do one. Either on their YouTube or on their Twitter or TikToks. Live stream is somewhere. Let me see. What parking lot do you suggest on Thursday morning for rope drop? Mickey and Friends. Any of them would be fine, in my opinion.
Yeah, when you're there for rope drop, it's a little bit easier. I just personally like Toy Story parking lot, because the lines to get in and out are pretty fast. And at the structure, it's not always the case.
Yeah,
so,
rope drop, I feel like you don't have issues. You're showing up at 10:11. Mickey and Friends might be a S show on Thursday.
And the nice part about Toy Story in the morning is you do security in Toy Story, so you bypass the security at the harbor gate.
Yeah. Ooh, Ronnie, at D23, are they going to talk about the new dragon at Fantasmic? I didn't even think of that.
Yeah,
and that could be a good prediction. I didn't even think about the new dragon.
I got a viewer question from my podcast that was saying,
bring it up, Danny.
Hey Danny, I wanted to know what time does the virtual queue open for shopping at D23, and do we have to be inside the event already, or can we join the queue before we get there? Thanks in advance. So this is a good question because it's different this year. Last year, the virtual queues for shopping at D23 opened at 6 a.m. This year they're opening at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. for the virtual queues. There's another one though at 1 p.m. So there's 4 a.m. and 1 p.m. for virtual queues and shopping. So if you don't want to wake up at 4 a.m., don't fear. You can still do the 1 p.m. one. All these shops are going to have virtual queue. Some of them are only virtual queue some days. It's kind of confusing, but if you go to the shopping segment of the D23 website, it kind of breaks it down for you pretty well. The big thing though to know is if you're planning on doing the D23 virtual queues for any of these shops, it's really, really important that you make sure to have the D23 app downloaded and updated, and then also the Disneyland app downloaded and updated. And check for updates the day before D23, because the virtual queues for all of these stores are going to be in the Disneyland app, but they're hidden. So the only way that you can access them is from the D23 app. You'll go to virtual queues, you'll click the store that you want, and then it's going to pop you into the Disneyland app in a hidden virtual queue that's not accessible to guests just opening the Disneyland app. Because remember, Disneyland's open all weekend long, just like D23, and they have their virtual queues. They've got Haunted Mansion, they've got World of Color, so they don't need all these other things confusing the heck out of people who aren't at D23, or, God forbid, someone who's not even going to D23 joining a virtual queue and taking a spot from someone else. So you're going to need the D23 app to access the virtual queues hidden on the Disneyland app. So it's a little confusing, but you need both. But yeah, you can, when you sign up for a boarding group, you get yourself and one guest. You can't do it like Disneyland where you can like pick all the guests in your party. You get one guest. So, and they're pretty strict on that. Another thing they were strict on, your return time. They made no exceptions to this when we were there at D23 last year. Mondo will tell you.
I felt the wrath of that.
Yeah, no exceptions. So if you get a callback and your callback is during one of your panels, you have to look at your group and decide, are we shopping or are we going to this panel? Because they're not going to be like, oh, we'll accommodate you later. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't shop in that shop, because all the shops will eventually open for open shopping later in the day. But that's only after every single callback number has been exhausted, and then the shop opens. And at that point, maybe a merchandise that you want has run out, or
it's for sure run out. I'll say it right now, it for sure has run out. The cool stuff's gone. The 3Xs are all gone.
Yeah, so keep that handy, because that's going to be what you need to do. But that's answering that question. That was from Alex Loves Beauty. So thanks for that question.
Thank you, Alex.
There's a lot in the chat as well too.
Real quick on this one, Danny, do you think there will be any new DVC news and updates on Catino at D23? I don't think
Catino's going to have its own booth.
What? I was going to say, I don't even think Catino's in anything. It is?
Yeah, they have their own booth.
Wow. That's a big deal. It's for the people trying to drop millions of dollars on some property out there.
Yeah, Catino. I mean, somehow people aren't experiencing the recession we all are. But the Catino will have its own pavilion. It had a pavilion last D23 too, but I'm sure there'll be a lot more details this time around, because we've gotten a lot more details between now and then, and it's getting a little bit closer to when it's going to actually start. Sections of it will start opening. So we'll have to go check that out, I'm sure.
Since we're talking about D23, we got to talk about the ups and downs. Danny, did you get the panels you wanted? I only got one. Some people are complaining about the results. Some people, I feel like it's the majority. A lot of people did not get what they wanted, or even the one they wanted. What ballpark did you fall in, Danny?
Yeah, I feel like the random selection situation that they've got going on, it's never been a positive guest experience any year they've done it. And this year's not any better. I think the problem is that people put their first choice and they didn't get their first choice, and they got assigned stuff they didn't even want. And the thing that sucks about that is that people who maybe wanted that aren't like this person who got assigned that. They're like, I don't even care about that. I'm not doing it. And so now they have 6 spots taken from this, and someone else who really wanted it didn't get it. And now these people aren't going to show up, which means the standby queue will now have 6 more spots available. But this other family might not want to wait in the standby, and they were expecting at least something they wanted. So I feel like it was kind of rare for people to have actually gotten, and I'm specifically talking panels, not like the show floor experiences or like the signing. But I feel like people, I feel like it should have been like guaranteed as long as there was room available for you to get your first choice, and like, and then like everything else was kind of like a secondary. I got 1 panel and 1 stage experience or show floor experience, and that's what I got.
Yeah, the last D23, I don't think I got anything. Right? Is that what happened to me? Was that last D23?
Like last year's was a little bit more tricky because the big panels were part of it as well. So of course, Mondo and I all put the theme park panel as our number 1, and I don't think either one of us got it. Although
I think, Danny, the only thing we got for D23 last year was like a meet and greet with the Simpsons or something.
I remember, Mondo.
Or what was it?
All your selections were like sunglasses giveaway.
Oh yeah, you get a Pixar ball or something, dude. If I'm not mistaken,
I remember you were so mad. You were like,
I had a 3-day ticket, and I think I only went Friday. I was like, I'm over it.
You only went Friday, and you were so mad about it.
And I remember Carla Kiko were like, "Are you serious? You're just coming today?" I was like, "Dude, I'm over D23. I'm over it." I will say I appreciate that D23 allows you to guarantee yourself into the bigger panels this year. Obviously, you have to pay for it, but I feel it is a lot nicer experience. I didn't get to experience this whole debacle of panels this year with D23 because I'm not going to D23. I'll be covering it, and I'm glued to Twitter and all the updates from it. But I feel like at least in the back of your head, you're like, hey, at least I'm going to the Honda Center to watch the big panel of Disney parks and experiences. I feel like overall, I'm going to have a great time because that, to me, that's the one that matters. And if I don't get that, I'm so bummed, and that's what happened last year. I was like, I can't go to it. What do I show up Saturday for? To get some sunglasses? I was so over it. I was so over it. Before we keep going, we got a big super chat gift and member 5 from Angel Forever 59. Wow. We got memberships flying left and right. Like I said earlier, we'll have a members only live this week. I'll announce it maybe by tomorrow. I think I'll probably know my schedule by then. But shout out, it went to Pack Fan, Jamie, Shoshana, Achu 310, and Ralphie. So big thank you. Can we get 5 fires in the chat for Angel Forever 59? Some 5 fires. And I got lots of emojis that I'm going to upload. Hopefully we could get some Scary Farm ones. We got the big event happening soon. We got Carly Pico in the house. Hit the like button, everybody. But Danny, you will be at D23. What kind of coverage can we expect from you? Just to let people know. So where can they follow you? Because we all want the news, and you're the perfect person to get it from.
I'm going to post as much as I can on Instagram story. So you can follow me there if you don't like to use Twitter. I'll probably post the most on Twitter, but I know some people just don't want to use Twitter. They're like against it. They're against Elon, or they just don't want to use it because they don't like it. So for those people, I'll try to post more on Instagram story. And I will be doing some YouTube videos as well too. I probably won't be filming in the Honda Center because very much because I think they don't want you to. They've said it like multiple times. I'll probably get a few clips, but in all honesty, everyone's gonna get like all that stuff on Twitter right away, and that's probably what I'll focus on is just putting it on Twitter as soon as I can.
That's yeah. I'm gonna be on Twitter all day Thursday and all day Saturday because it's just fire news. I'm gonna be refreshing Danny's Twitter on Saturday all day.
Yeah, honestly, there's going to be Scott's Twitter. Scott will probably be down on the floor, with the media and everything. So you can check his too. I know Peter and Kitcher are going to be there. I'm sure Peter will post some great moments and thoughts. He always has some really good in the moment takes on some of that stuff. And I know him and Kitcher have really good seats too. So Ashley and Nick from Mouse Vibes, they're going to be there probably on the floor. So there's going to be a lot of great people posting Twitter updates all in the moment. I'm just wondering how crazy they're gonna go in those spaces because we've never had anything there. It would be funny, Mondo. It would be funny. Not like they're gonna do this because this is probably logistically so hard with 14,000 people, but it would be funny and the most God move if Josh Tomorrow started off with "and churros are back," and then he gave everyone a churro.
I would bow down to Josh Tomorrow.
Honestly, it's a great way for him. It's a great way for him to embrace the meme. You know what I mean?
I will. I can never complain not once about Josh again. If he came out and literally just said "and churros are back" and gave churros to everybody. Dude, it's over. Nobody could talk bad about D23 ever. That would be ultimate. The ultimate, dude. Danny, do you think Tiana's will be a priority at this D23 or maybe the following? Because we already know the following week after D23, Disneyland always goes hard. They go very hard. Do you think this D23 we will get news on Tiana's, on-ride footage, maybe some marketing, Anika Rose is part of it. She's at Disneyland or something. What do you think? Because for me, I'm really focused on Tiana right now. I want it.
Yeah, I feel like it might be a section of the Imagineering Pavilion, maybe with some updated concept art of what the Hungry Bear restaurant's going to look like, what the new pathways in Critter Country are going to look like with the new aesthetic that they're trying to bring in that kind of meshes both the Bayou with the Critterland. Maybe some concept art of what's going to look like inside Lewis's Critter Club and Ray's Berets. We haven't really seen that yet. So maybe there's a little small corner of the Imagineering Pavilion that has a section of the model, not the full thing. And then maybe some concept art that's going by on a video or a projection, or maybe just some static photos. That's what I could see for at least Disneyland's version of Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Yeah.
Still have a little bit of a showcase. Because we have to remember there's not going to be too much revealed in the Imagineering Pavilion because they need to save it for Saturday and everything's opening up on Thursday. So there will be some new things unveiled in there, which is why they have the media preview on Thursday. So that when you see it, it'll be new. But at the same time, there's going to be stuff in there. There won't be stuff in there that's being announced on Saturday. In years past, they have had sections inside the Imagineering Pavilion that have been curtained off. And then on Sunday, after the announcement, or even, back then, the announcement for parks was on Saturday, I think, or Friday. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And back then the announcements were at 10 in the morning. So the moment that the panel got out, the curtains dropped inside the Imagineering Pavilion and unveiled the Epcot experience that they had been showcasing when they were doing all the Epcot stuff. And then everyone walked into the Epcot section, but they didn't want to showcase that until people had been announced that it was coming. So that was a really fun thing. I don't know if they're going to do that again, but that could be a fun thing that they incorporate. And really give people a reason to come back on Sunday to check it all out. So I hope that they do something like that. That'd be really fun.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They didn't do that last year or the time before. So.
And it would be a great start of Friday. All the D23 people, you get to look at all these models of the future. Imagine the Imagineering that's been working. It'd be cool. We got Rudio with the super chat. But are churros really back? Hope to see the Fine Fire community throughout this D23 weekend at AAC and Honda Center. But most importantly, happy birthday to the one and only Rudio.
It's the birthday week.
Yeah, we need some birthday cake.
Yeah, and he's gonna be getting those what do you call it? Crumble cookies. Rudio is the #1 crumble cookie stan of all time.
I'm on the opposite, Danny. That crumble cookies is not good. I've never had a good one, dude. I've never had a good one.
Yeah, you can join the club with Peter. He agrees with you.
Peter feels that way too.
Yeah, it makes Rudio really angry.
Oh, sorry to make you angry, Rudio, but I haven't had a good one. Rudio, can you post like your top 2 that you would recommend? Maybe I'll get one of those next time I go to what is it called again? Crumbles?
Rudio's going to be getting the Olivia Rodrigo cookie.
What? Dude, what's the cookie? There's like a cookie spot near Anaheim Stadium. I think it's called the Cookie Plug. I've had better cookies from the Cookie Plug than Crumble. The Cookie Plug.
We're gonna go on a weird diversion here, and this is just for Rudio's birthday. Go ahead and pull up crumble.com without the E, CRUMBL.com.
Crumble.com. Let me see, Danny. All right.
This is their current week to date menu. Does any of this excite you? Scroll down, you'll see the menu.
Right here, these ones.
Yeah, that's this week's menu. D23. Does that excite you?
Semi-sweet chocolate chunk, German chocolate cake, strawberry ice cream bar, monster featuring M&Ms, blueberry crumb cake. That looks like a dry-ass cookie. I find it hard to believe that's a good cookie. Mint chip ice cream. Oh, wow. Damn. That's crazy. I always felt Crumble Cookies always has great presentation. I feel like that's where they shine. Very good presentation always, even in person. But it's not good. I haven't had good ones. The warm McDonald cookies are the best. Dude, I haven't had those cookies they still sell cookies? I don't know.
McDonald's cookies, when I was in college, those used to hit.
Yeah, I remember them, but I haven't had one in a long time.
Dude, Mondo, Crumble on their upcoming menu, you're going to have to go because they're trying this new thing where they're doing these like cake cups, and they're kind of like, what do you call those things that you like from Knott's Berry Farm that are like in cups?
Parfait.
Not the parfait, but they're like the cake ones that you like. They have a name.
Oh my gosh, what are they called? God, I can't help but have the word parfait stuck in my head, Danny. Gosh.
It has a funny name, and you always said it. And it was like they were like your favorite thing for like Halloween time at Knott's and stuff like that.
Scary Farm desserts. I feel like somebody's.
No, it was a Halloween. It was introduced during Halloween. The trifle.
Trifle. The trifle.
Mondo loves the trifle. So Crumble Cookies is doing like trifles, and one of the ones coming up this month is banana pudding with the vanilla wafer cookies. And for those that don't know, that's Mondo's like my favorite thing of all time.
I don't even get. There's been years where I don't even have a birthday cake. We just have banana pudding. Banana
Yeah.
pudding is my favorite dessert of all time. Favorite.
So we'll have to make sure that Rudio lets you know when banana pudding goes live.
Rudio, whenever that comes, invite me. I will come out and hang out. And you're the crumble cookie expert. I wanna try it, dude. Before we go into closing and all that, I want what did Peter call his big speculation? What was the word of that? What is your big speculation of D23 announcement where it's just super wild, but it could be possible?
My wild announcement, which would never happen, but it would be funny if it did, is so they announced the Eastern Gateway, which is the parking structure, right? Next to the freeway on the other side of the hotels. My like crazy announcement would be that they would connect it to Disneyland using the Skyliner.
Oh wow! Oh, damn, that would be crazy. That would not even a bridge. You're talking a Skyliner.
They would have a bridge, but they would have the Skyliner for most people.
Wow, that'd be crazy. My big prediction, damn, if I had to throw a big prediction, something that I would like to come, man, I don't even know, like a big prediction. All right, I'm just going to throw out a big prediction. Toy Story lot is going to be indoor water park, all Disneyland IP based. A year-round water park indoors at Toy Story, and obviously probably a big ass hotel over there, and they'll probably still build a parking structure to accommate. Do you think that
Mondo?
I know that
that could.
That hasn't been on the radar, but
It could. KJ in the chat, Mondo.
That's my big
of 24 months says, my wild announcement is Mondo gets royalties from Disney for Mondo the Frog.
Dude, oh man, I still can't believe that Mondo the Frog's like real. I can't believe it. Right behind me, right here. Oh man,
I've got 2 animatronics.
Yeah, 2 Mondo the Frogs. Walt Disney World and Disneyland. Oh man, any other D23 talk, Danny, or give some closing thoughts?
No more. There's one other question I saw in here I wanted to answer, and then we'll do closing thoughts. So someone put in here, and I thought it would be a good one. Let's see. I had tagged it back here. Hold on a second. They said, oh, someone put, where should they park? Which I address in my video as well too. But yeah, Angry Max.
Oh no. Okay. There you go. That's not enough. Oh my Lanta. I got a yelling baby over here. Hold on. I got you. I gotta give an offering. All right, we're good, Daddy. What parking?
Gotta give him a mango offering.
You want a blueberry?
That basically, I was saying that that someone was asking about parking, and I talked about this in my video as well. But essentially, it's $25 to park at the Anaheim Convention Center. If you have a ticket to the Honda Center events, parking is free on a first come first served basis. They will, it sounds like, run out of space at some point. And then, of course, if you have a Magic Key, you can park for free at Toy Story Lot and then walk over as well. Even if I didn't have a Magic Key and I had to pay for parking, I think I would personally still pay to park at Toy Story Lot and not have to deal with convention center parking. That's just my recommendation. I don't like it. It's never been good. Mondo gets horror stories galore every single D23 sent to him. The hour it took me, the 2 hours it took me to park, in Twitter and in Instagram DM. So I don't think that any of those are good options. So I would say Toy Story Lot all the way, no matter what. Pay the $10 more, you won't regret it.
The convenience of Toy Story wins without a doubt. I wouldn't even try to park at Anaheim Convention at all. Like I wouldn't even try. Literally at all. Closing thoughts on everything, Danny.
Man, it's a busy, exciting, stressful week. Mondo's going to be glued to Twitter on Thursday, live streaming on Saturday. That's going to be crazy. And then we'll have to do like Speculation Sunday on a Monday next weekend, so that we can recap it all, right?
Yeah, it's going to be crazy, Danny. I'm not ready.
It's going to be crazy.
I really feel like D23 will be a big deal, and we might see the outline of Disneyland's future for like 10 to 20 years all across international parks. I'm very excited for Disneyland the most. Walt Disney World, I think the big thing I want to hear out of Josh tomorrow is that here is concept art, and we're going to work our damn hardest to replicate this concept art. This is what we want to bring to life. And I don't know if he has the guts to say it, but we're not concerned about budget. We're going to make these things happen. I feel like if he said some stuff like that, I'd be like, damn, he ain't messing around. But until then, I don't know. Josh tomorrow's gonna show us a lot of cool stuff, but does it come to life? I don't know. A lot of stuff has not come to life from D23s. I don't know, Daddy. I'm a little tainted on these D23s, but I'm extremely excited. I love all these big announcements. The hype is there. I just want Josh tomorrow to just make us feel like this stuff's gonna happen. It is gonna happen. That's what I want.
Mondo wants that and X-Men in the parks.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like by this time everything's more open of spoilers, because even like Deadpool and I don't want to go into it right now, but I feel like spoilers are everywhere now for Deadpool. Closing thoughts, Danny. Let's fire it down, man.
Yeah. Want to thank everyone for coming in, submitting questions, being a part of our predictions, coming every week for those that come to all the times we've been talking about D23, and for those that are maybe sad we didn't talk that much about horror this week. Horror is going to come back soon with a vengeance. I know Speculation Sunday on a Monday next week is going to be all about D23 again, but maybe Mondo and I do a second live stream the week after that's just on horror, because we're going to have a lot of stuff to talk about, I'm sure. So, but stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed to Mondo so he can bring you live coverage of D23 Day at Disneyland with Monica. I'm sure I'll be there at some point too. And then if you want to follow me, my podcast is the 5571. I've got an episode up already talking about my predictions with Scott Gustin. And then my YouTube channel, my social medias and everything is Just Ask Danny. I'm going to try to post just mainly on Instagram and on Twitter throughout the weekend of all the stuff So you can follow me on any of those. I'll probably post a lot more on Twitter, to be honest, because it's a little bit more immediate.
Yeah.
But I will post some stuff on Instagram story as well too, for those that like to watch that there. So it's hard for me to get to all the DMs in Instagram, so sorry if I don't do that. I know Mondo struggles with that sometimes too.
Yeah.
But,
this week is all about Disneyland,
yeah.
Walt Disney World, Disney Cruise Line.
I know there's some people in the chat that are kind of bummed that there wasn't that much horror talk, but
it's all right. Dude, Halloween, that's all we're gonna talk about for a long time. So.
You guys are gonna be Halloweened out soon.
Yeah. I won't go too much into Halloween talk today. But my closing thoughts, I'm extremely excited for D23. We are on the horizon of big announcements, just seeing the Disney community come together and have fun and appreciate all the magic of Disney. It's always a really cool thing to see. And I can't wait to see all the displays and the merch that comes out of it. All the amount of cosplaying that happens is super cool at D23.
Yeah, and that's the theme too, Mondo. You said it. Horizon. They've already showed us the logo, right? That's the theme of their Imagineering Pavilion. Horizon.
And they made it seem like it's a big deal. So I want to see it. I want to see the horizons. But D23, I think is going to be very special, and I really hope Disneyland gets a lot of love, and hopefully it's Thursday. And Sunday, I'm just ready to hear some crazy talk, and hopefully it's all real. That's how I feel. I feel like Thursday's news is kind of more concrete, if it does happen, than whatever the heck happens on Saturday. I'm going to laugh, though, Danny. I need you to send me a video if Josh Tomorrow does say the word blue sky. Because I feel like in this scenario, he really can't blue sky. It's like people want concrete. They want concrete.
Well, he'll use the word blue sky, I'm sure, because that's the term that they use for. Max is calling me.
Oh, he's calling you.
Max Rooney's calling me.
Hold on. Oh my God, he's on a time. He's gonna use the word blue sky, I guess.
He's gonna use it because that's what they use for like the terminology. But what we're looking for is what we're looking for the words to avoid. He can't use the "what if we do this" or "maybe we do something like this." Maybe that's what we're looking for. We don't want to hear that again.
Yeah. So the maybes. Nobody wants the maybes. But man, I'm excited. I can't wait to follow your coverage, Danny. Thank you for your time today. Thank you, everybody, all the friends that are in the chat. I appreciate your guys' time and hanging out with us on a Monday. Big live stream today, so thank you so much. Smash that like button. Follow Danny on the Twitters, on the podcast, the YouTube, Instagram. It's a big week, everybody. It's a big week. All right, everybody. We are firing it down. The Cali Bay and Just Ask Danny are calling it a day. I'm the main host, Mondo.